Yep. No, well, love is a battlefield. See you later. So is it true that computer mice had balls and you had to clean them? Welcome to Billboard. Back in the day, computer mouses, or mice, had balls. And they had to be cleaned regularly. Pick up any computer mouse these days and look underneath. You'll notice in most cases that there is just a little red light and a complete absence of anything resembling a ball. The modern mouse is an optical mouse and usually has an LED underneath and uses a fancy technology called digital image correlation to figure out which way the mouse was travelling. But it didn't used to be this way. No, it didn't used to be this way at all. In those days, things were a little more mechanical, but from memory, leather gloves were completely optional. If you look under this mouse, you will notice something very unusual. It has an odd round bit that moves. Yes, it's a ball. And the ball lives inside its own little enclosure that can be easily removed. The ball itself is surprisingly heavy. That's because it needed to be. For the most part, mouse balls were more like a steel ball bearing covered in rubber. Putting the ball aside, you can see inside there are a couple of tiny little rollers. As you moved the mouse, it rolled the ball, which pressed against and moved the rollers. It was these little rollers moving and turning larger discs that told the mouse which direction the mouse was moving, kind of like an X and Y axis thing. It also told the mouse how fast it was moving. But with almost any moving parts, things can get a little gunky. As the ball was constantly touching the surface of your desk, it acted like a tiny little rubber sponge, and things would stick to it, and the balls themselves would get a little grimy. And the biggest issue with that was that the balls were always rubbing up against the little rollers, which would then pick up the grime and get gunky too. And once they got grimy, they would start to slip or even stick, and the mouse would start giving you strange readings, and the pointer would flail around and become out of control. Once that happened, it was time to get ready for some delicate ball cleaning. Firstly, you would remove the ball and give it a good wipe. Then you had to get in and clean those little rollers. You would be unpleasantly surprised just how gross those little rollers could get. You would often have to use something to scrape off the grime if it had really built up. Once it was all nice and clean, you could put your ball back, safe in the knowledge that it would be working again as expected. Proper and regular mouse ball hygiene meant that your mouse would once again be the extension of your arm and mind that it was always meant to be. Do you have a mechanical mouse? Do you practice proper mouse ball hygiene? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe as there are more intriguing boomer-based tech videos coming your way. Thanks for watching.
Drop.